Beer here back in the Fantasy Bar. Big Friday night in MLB. I've got 6 of my favorite plays, including a couple of teammates on a team I'm looking to stack. We have a minimum price play for you over on DraftKings, a starting pitcher in the mid-range with some big-time upside, and of course, my favorite play of the night in a smash spot. Who are we talking about? Belly up to the Fantasy Bar and find out. Welcome in, guys. Friday edition Beers Daily Fantasy Six-Pack. Good to be back once again here in the Fantasy Bar. 6 guys fresh off the tap for you on FanDuel and DraftKings. Thank you, as always, for stopping by and checking out the video. Now, before we get into today's plays, let's get into some of the housekeeping stuff. First thing, guys, if you enjoy the video, you like coming to the Fantasy Bar, do me a favor, click that thumbs up button. Only takes a second. That is the tip jar here on this free video. Appreciate that. Also, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Get notified when these videos are coming out if you haven't already. Football right around the corner, so excited for that. Plenty of baseball action here still to go. And lastly, head over to scoresandodds.com/beer. We made it easy for you. That link right in the description of the video right below me. When you're done watching this, go and check it out. So much great information. I mean, analytics, history between teams, compare odds across all different sports books. And if you don't have time to dig into all that on a day, guess what? Premium picks to make your life easy. Go and check it out today. scoresandodds.com/beer. All right, let's get to the plays. Weather tonight looks great. We do have a Coors Field game on the docket tonight. Huge total there. Obviously a great spot, but we're not going to bog down the six-pack with a bunch of plays from there. I want to give you some looks from some different games. So let's start in the outfield with Luis Robert of the White Sox. So Robert kind of been quiet here of late, and I think that's going to help us. We have Coors Field that's going to draw a lot of ownership. We have some higher end pitching. So a guy at this price point may go overlooked tonight. So a bonus in our tournament lineups and even in cash games could be lower owned there as well. Now the numbers this season definitely down a little bit for Robert. The ISO certainly down, 361 last season, but 437 the weighted OBA for him here. So still hitting lefties extremely well. We just haven't seen the power, but what does that tell you? The power is coming. This guy's got a strong history and a big bat, especially in this matchup with Norris. 395 WOBA allowed this season and a huge 350 ISO. I think Robert improves them numbers dramatically here against lefties tonight and goes yard against Mr. Norris. All right, let's stay right there. Love this matchup for the White Sox. Let's go to first base with Jose Abreu. Another guy in this White Sox lineup. I know they've been disappointing all season long, but this is a spot I think these bats are going to wake up against Norris. We already mentioned the WOBA, the ISO, both over 350 here. Now Abreu has a solid 375 WOBA against lefties this season. It leads this White Sox team with a 231 ISO against lefties. Now Norris really only throws 3 pitches to right-handed hitters. Abreu matches up with every single one of those pitches. ISOs of 296, 412, and 448 against those 3 pitches for Norris. We mentioned the WOBA and ISO as a concern here. Stack the White Sox. Robert and Abreu being my favorite of the bunch. All right, back to the outfield next with Kyle Tucker of Houston. So Tucker, in my opinion, one of the better buy lows here right now. Guy's been struggling a little bit. Prices are down from some of the highs that we've seen this season, some of the lowest prices that we have gotten here all year, but a great spot here. Now the numbers this season down a little bit from comparison to last season, but still a 357 WOBA, 221 ISO. Now those numbers coming on a 262 batting average on balls in play. So been a little bit unlucky. When you look at last season, 248 ISO, 385 WOBA on a 323 batting average on balls in play. So these numbers a tad bit low. This matchup, though, is what we really want to go after here. Oler's been terrible against both righties and lefties. So Houston, another team that you can certainly stack up here. Jordan Alvarez, you know, is a 6-pack favorite. Also squarely in play if you can afford him. But Oler, 427 WOBA allowed, 368 the ISO to left-handed hitters, and our power mix squarely in play at 47% fly ball rate, 38% hard contact rate. Tucker and these Astros in a great spot here tonight. All right, I promised you a minimum price play on DraftKings. Get a lot of flexibility here. Second base, third base, or outfield, Christian Arroyo of the Red Sox. Anytime you get a 2K player with this kind of potential, this kind of power, you certainly want to look at him, get him into some lineups here, save you some money, allows you to stack up the White Sox or whatever you want to do, or if you're going a 2 Coors Field. I think this may be a popular pairing with Coors, but plenty of ways to utilize Christian Arroyo here, and jump on it while you can. Not going to be 2K for very long. This guy's got 10 hits over his last 6 games. Herman still working back, still dealing with some injuries, but really struggling with righties. 445 the WOBA allowed since his return, 382. The ISO this year. So again, a guy at 2K with some potential for a home run here in a good matchup. Christian Arroyo, one of my favorite plays on the night and the premier value play over on DraftKings. All right, let's go to starting pitcher next. We're going with Tyler Mahle of Minnesota. So tons of pitching options on this slate tonight, but I always try to look in the mid-range and find a guy with the upside to compete with some of the big dogs here. And I think Mahle certainly gives us that. 5 or more strikeouts in 10 of the last 11 starts. So you're getting a solid floor. You're also getting a ceiling here with this guy. We've seen plenty of big strikeout games. In fact, 7 games this year of 7 or more strikeouts. 7 or more strikeouts in 5 of his last 10. Does have some double-digit strikeouts under his belt here this season as well. When we look at this matchup, first of all, no Mike Trout, the best hitter in this Angels lineup outside of Shohei Ohtani, but they strike out at an absolutely horrendous clip. We're talking almost 27% strikeout rate against right-handed pitching. That is lapping the field. Second is the Atlanta Braves, down at 25.3%. So a huge gap here. The Angels, very strikeout happy. Mahle, I know, a lot of boom bust in his profile. I think we get the boom tonight. I think we get a ton of strikeouts here. Tyler Mahle, phenomenal option here in the mid-range at starting pitcher. All right, it's time to take a look at my favorite play. Before we do that, let's continue our Beast of the Night contest. Free to play, easy to play. All you got to do, get in the comment section right below the video. Make sure you hit that thumbs up button if you have not already. And guess fantasy points on DraftKings tonight for my highest scoring hitter. 5 bats I'm going to give you. Don't even need the name. Just need the fantasy points. Closest guess going to win themselves a free week of RotoGrinders Premium. While you're down there, I want to know who your favorite play of the night is. Who's your beast here on this Friday night slate? Sound off in that YouTube comment section. All right, let's get to my favorite play. You know him as Beast of the Night. All right, Beast time. We're going to go back to the outfield here. We're going to have some fun. Analytics and narrative streak coming together here with Juan Soto of the Padres, tonight's Beast of the Night. So Soto really checking all the boxes here. We love to give you the stats. We love to give you the numbers, and we're certainly going to do that. But you also know I love me a good narrative. We get Juan Soto going back to Washington. Guys coming off back-to-back multi-hit games, and we know he's outstanding against right-handed pitching. So again, checking all the boxes here against righties. Big 420 weighted OBA this season. ISO at 286 in this matchup with Abbott is going to be problems for this guy. This guy's stats are horrendous. Probably more a double AAA pitcher here. Likely going to get pounded here in this spot. 473. The weighted OBA allowed the lefties. 446. The ISO. So we're really getting hit with a ton of power. This is not the guy you want throwing to Juan Soto. Calling the home run here. In fact, I don't hate the bet on 2 home runs here. Juan Soto, easily my favorite play on the board, and tonight's Beast of the Night. All right, guys, that'll wrap us up for Friday night in the Fantasy Bar. If you have any comments, questions, feedback, hit me up in that comment section right below the video. Don't forget, fantasy points on DraftKings for my highest scoring hitter for a shot at some free RotoGrinders Premium. And go check out scoresandodds.com/beer. Tons of great sports betting information. Again, that link right here below me in the description of the video. For RotoGrinders.com, I am Beer saying salut, guys. Best of luck on the slate tonight. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you.
Hey, thanks for checking out our videos. If you want more expert advice on DraftKings, FanDuel, or any other daily fantasy sports, make sure you check out the current videos playlist